afternoon. Today we're going to work on the Roadmaster. There's a few things I've got to get done, or I want to get done. I want to look at a few things just to see how bad they are, to see if we need to put in some parts or not. I got injectors to put in. I've got new battery cable ends to put in because I'm going to get rid of those really fantastic ones that are on there. Let me see what else. I want to try and track down the trunk pop problem so that we can get that one open and cleaned out and see what's in there. I think when we looked at it, we looked in it one time. The trunk pop is opened once, or the trunk unlock button, whatever you want to call it. And there was a set of headlights in there for the car. But there was other stuff too that I want to get out of there and just kind of get it vacuumed and cleaned. And that's what's going to go on today. First thing we're going to do, I'm going to spray the engine down with gunk, and then we're going to let it sit and do its job, and I'm going to spray it off with a garden hose. I'm not going to go too far into it. I don't want to drench the motor. I checked the oil today for the first time, and it doesn't leak any oil apparently, or hasn't so far. But it was really dirty already, and I haven't even put 100 miles on the car. So I'm going to probably look at changing the oil again fairly soon, even though it doesn't have very many miles on it. It just needs to be cleaned, It's pretty gassy smelling as well. So we're going to look at plugs today. Next week we probably will do spark plugs and spark plug wires. I'm going to be ordering a bunch of parts at the end of the week for us to put on. Radiator for sure, possibly the water pump and alternator. I haven't made up my mind. I've kind of been back and forth about it. If I could save money by not putting those parts in and still make it to Tucson, that'd be cool, but I don't know that that's a guaranteed. And have a water pump go out while we're on our way down, that would really suck. So, well, that's what we're doing today. So that's pretty much it. So let's get started. All right. All right. Well, I gotta read and see what this says. See here. Do not start your engine after you have applied gunk foamy until entire engine is properly rinsed. Rinsing is necessary for proper cleaning engine. What the heck's it called? Gunk foamy? Is that what it is? Gunky foamy? I don't have my glasses on. I can't read part of this. Allow 15 minutes. Allow 15 minutes for it to work. All right. Well, let's get to it, I guess. How am I supposed to shake it? How long? Does it say? I don't know. I can't tell. Shake well and apply generously. Okay, what's well? How long do I shake it to shake well? That's what I want to know. How long do I shake it? Is that well shooken? How about now? How about now? Are we there yet? Is that well shooken? How about now? Okay, I'm done. My arm's tired. that generously? I think that looks generously. Well, now we wait 15 minutes. Just as a reminder, it'd be nice if you could like and subscribe and even share my video. That'd be great. Um, Also, I'm not an expert, so do what I do at your own risk. All right, thanks a lot. All right, 15 minutes later. Well, I'll tell you what, it's not completely clean, but it is way better. I mean, at least maybe now it won't be like everything you touch is completely covered in oil. That would be nice. It does look better, but I think I'm going to have to get the shop vac in there. All right, well, we're going to give it a couple minutes to kind of stop leaking water. It does look a little better, like I said. There's a little bit of water pooled up on the top of the intake, so I'm going to have to get some rags in there and soak that out of there before I take the injector or the fuel rail off. That's not that big a deal, I don't think. I'm going to make sure that nothing got down into the engine by checking the oil. Um, anyway, we'll be back in a few minutes after we get all that done. All right, so while I wait, I'm going to start going through the fuses in the fuse boxes to see which ones are bad, to see if I can get the trunk to pop open. If I can get the trunk pop open, I'll show you the trunk while the engine dries off. But that's what we're at, where we're at right now. Just kind of waiting a little bit. It's a pretty nice day out, so it should dry off fairly quick. So I just don't want to have too much water there and stuff like that when I start messing with those connectors and getting them all wet when I put them back together. So uh, it is what it is. We'll see what happens. So I did find one fuse that was bad. It was in the position for the horn in the fuse box. So I don't know if that's actually where the trunk pop goes either. There's not really a place for the trunk pop in there. So I'm hoping this is it. I'm going to put the new battery connectors on, cable ends on, put the new battery in, and hopefully this will fix it. We'll see. I'll show you if it does. All right, so I was fixing the uh, cable ends, right? Putting the new cable ends on, and realized that this cable ran underneath in here, right? And ran up next to the belt, which is now cut because things keep banging off them because there's nothing tied down inside there. Anyway, it was running up there next to the belt, and it like wore a hole in the cut sheeting of the wire. Well, the other thing that I did was I was cleaning it off with one of my rags, right? Well, so I didn't want to waste the rag, so I was using it to clean other parts. And I pulled this off, which is just the oil filler tube here on the valve cover, right? When I pulled it off, I realized that it was wrapped in electrical tape as the sealer because they didn't want to put a gasket, an O-ring where it's supposed to go to seal it from leaking oil. So great use of electrical tape. All right, well, I've got the negative cable all straightened out. As you can see this, I hope. I ran it, comes back off the back of the block here, and then in that direction. Sorry, my thumb's sticking out. And I wound it up this way around all of this garbage and in, and then underneath the, I guess that's the AC condenser lines, and up and over here to keep it away from that belt. Also, I did get an O-ring to put this on here, but I also figured out why they put the tape on there. And I actually put my own tape on there, which we will be getting rid of after I get a new piece. This is stripped out. So the only way to get it to stay is to put that tape on there to make it bigger, and then it does it. But now I at least got an O-ring on there, so it doesn't make all of this all freaking oily, because that's where all this oil was coming from, was right here, was just blowing it right out, I'm guessing. Which maybe tells me there's a little bit of blow by or something, but I don't know. Anyway, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put in these injectors. I got them from Rock Auto. They were $23 a piece in comparison to $60 or $80 a piece. So with shipping, they were far cheaper than getting the original GM products. But what we're going to do is we're going to put these in. They may be in there when we go to Tucson. They may not. I don't know. I want to get those out and get those fixed and cleaned. That may happen now. That may happen later. I don't know. We're going to try and save a little bit of money so that we can get to Tucson and have the money down there too, So that may happen after we get back from Tucson. Anyway, I'm hoping that these work well. The people at Rock Auto, if you ever shop on that website, there's little hearts by things that people like. This one had a little heart by it, so hopefully that means that it's a good product for cheap. So anyway, that's what we're going to do next. So we'll see you in a little while. We got the injectors in and was getting ready to start it, I guess. I'm going to put the battery in and start it. You can see I got the new injectors in. I had to kind of make a makeshift vacuum hose here because this one was all cracked up, and so I put an extra long hose on it. The thing normally has a 90-degree angle in it, so we'll just have to see if we find one of those. I'm going to take and cover these in electrical tape, at least on the bottom, to try and protect them for a little bit. But let's do this, get the battery in, and then we'll start it up and see what happens, okay? Well, let's see if it worked, huh? Well, I'm going to have to tear this apart again. I think I got it, so let's try it out again. See what happens, all right? Well, we got the injectors in and they seem to work. I'm going to do one more thing here today. I was going to try and get an exhaust gasket in, but I think we'll do that tomorrow. I want to take some starter fluid and look for vacuum leaks by spraying it around the engine and see what happens, all right? So I'm going to spray this at the engine. If there's any vacuum leaks or leaks in the intake or anything like that, the revel or idle will come up. It'll sound like it's revving up because there's nobody in the car, but that's what this test does. So let's try and see what happens. What?
I thought that last squirt it rubbed a little bit.
Where's that?
Not that one here, but the one you did before that.
Well, I don't hear anything, so sounds pretty good. I think the thing is idling a little bit better too. It sounds like to me that might be a combination of the injectors and the sealing up the vacuum leaks, because those two hoses that the two hoses that I replaced there for the vacuum, they were super bad. There's no way they weren't letting air in from the outside into the vacuum system. So if nothing else, it should just run a little bit better and smoother all along just because of that. But the new injectors should actually make it work better. We'll see how they work. Being that I've never used this company before, but these were supposed to be like an injector that was made for this engine, the LT one that came out of the Corvette. They actually says that they were made for maximum performance. So hopefully we got something good for cheap, and we'll keep you posted on that as well. If they're not good, I'm sure you'll see it here on this channel. So I just got done tightening the strap down, or little thing down that holds the battery in so it doesn't go flying all over the place. So I think we're going to take it for a test drive now and see how much better it runs. We're going to take you along for a ride, all right? Here we go. The engine has a different sound all of a sudden. You know, that sounds a little better. The exhaust that's coming into the cab from the bad gasket.
That's what the smell is.
Yeah, it actually has a different smell than it used to. It smells a little fresher.
Oh, that's good.
But, alright, you know what I mean?
So, there you go.
Eagle. Seems like it's running pretty good. So, uh, apparently the injectors work. Still a little bit of goofiness. I'm hoping that that's that leaky exhaust, that the O2 sensor isn't reading correct, because half some of the exhaust is getting out before it. I'm going to try and get on that tomorrow if I can. It's supposed to rain tomorrow again, so maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't. Yeah, but either way, the test drive. Holy, I'm locked in. Let me go. Test drive was successful, and we're going to turn around and go home, I think. Good evening, or afternoon, whatever it is. I did not get a chance to work on the car today. We went out and worked on my son's little pit bike. He's put a new clutch system in it and a new carburetor. It's supposed to make it go a bunch faster, and whatever. It is what it is. I'm just going to end this video here because I don't want to get into pulling this exhaust apart without having a full day to do so. Just in case something goes wrong, you know, be better if I had more time. That's all I can think. I am going to keep trying to track down this trunk issue with getting it open so that we can actually change out the locks on it, like, within the next couple of weeks. Hopefully I can figure it out. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But thanks for watching my video, and hopefully we'll see you next time, and have a good day.